What most agents misunderstand about working with sellers on fix and flips. I want to talk today about the most common misconception that real estate agents have in general when it comes to making an offer to a seller for a fix and flip opportunity. So the biggest misconception that I see, and I'll be honest, truthfully, I felt this way too, is that most sellers not only won't take a cash offer, but won't benefit from a cash offer. It's a very common misconception. Again, it's something that I felt too. And it wasn't until I did my first fix and flip deal on 13 Cameron Ave in Somerville, Massachusetts, that I realized that my beliefs about what a seller should do or not do were impacting how I was handling my sellers. So the brief story, I'm going to try to make this as simple and quick as possible, is that I had a listing appointment from a referral on 13 Cameron Ave in Somerville. I went inside the property. I pitched the seller on listing with me, and she did not want to list her house because she was a hoarder. She had lived in the property her whole life, did not want anybody in the house, period, end of discussion, no matter how much I pushed and how much I pitched on the fact that she was going to be leaving money on the table. She decided that if I wasn't going to find her an investor, that she was not going to work with me, even though I was a referral. So the short version of it is that I ended up buying that property, fixing and flipping it, making a good profit, and allowing her to avoid the embarrassment of having an open house. That was her thing. That's what she wanted. It didn't matter what I originally thought. It didn't matter that she might have gotten more money on the market. That's not what she wanted. And so the biggest thing that I noticed, and I felt it because I was an agent doing the same thing too, is that we tend to push our beliefs on other people when it comes to selling their property. And the thing about selling a house is really no different than any other product that's out there, right? And the analogy that I like to give is like, some people, buy $100,000 cars, and they think, why wouldn't anybody be willing to spend the most amount of money to get a vehicle that's going to be nicer and it's going to look better, it's going to drive better, when some other people believe that you should get basically the cheapest car? Because, hey, you're going to get to your destination no matter what. Why would I waste my money on an expensive car? It's the same thing. So in a lot of cases, you could take both angles of that as well. I could take the angle that buying an expensive car is a waste of money. You can invest your money elsewhere. Or you could take the approach of saying, hey, like, if you can afford it, get into the best possible car. It's going to give a better appearance. It's going to be more comfortable. You're going to have a nicer ride in life and whatever. And it's the same thing with giving sellers options. In my opinion, after doing this for 15 years, actually more, almost 20 now, my opinion is you give people the choice. And you explain to them what the benefits are, and then you help them make the most informed decision possible. And I gave you an example there of one reason why a seller may want to sell directly to a cash buyer. But there are so many, and there's also so many things that a cash buyer can do that can't happen through a traditional listing outside of just buying as is on their closing timeline, no mortgage contingencies, yada yada. There are many different benefits of selling to an investor. And again, but caveat there, most of the time, most sellers are still going to say, yeah, but if I list my house with you, I'm going to get the most amount of money possible, even if it's a little bit of a hassle. And that's great, right? It is their decision to determine what makes the most sense for them. So my advice and what I believe is that you provide sellers with both options. You walk them backwards and forwards on what the outcomes are going to be under both situations, and you let them make a decision. Just because you have the belief that they should either list or they should sell direct to you shouldn't really factor in. You should be out there consulting, educating them, providing them with value, and allowing them to fully understand what their choices are, and then allowing them to make the choice, whatever makes sense for them, for their family, for their life. All right. For more information on any of this stuff, you can watch my on-demand webinar at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. Again, you can check that out anytime at www.partnerwithagentinvestor.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Talk to you soon.